live, I'm live, I'm live out on the ice. It is cold and it is windy. I'll tell you what, whew, it is nasty out here. See if anybody, see if anybody even comes in. Oh God. Anybody home? We're ice fishing. Who's here? Somebody say something. I am in my ice shanty and it is cold and windy. Flathead King, good morning. Well, I'm in my shelter, but it's still pretty cold. Got my heater going. It's not too bad. I don't have my gloves on or nothing in here, but it's windy. I got two tip-ups out there someplace out there in the frozen tundra. If it wasn't for the shelter, I don't think I'd be out here at all. I'm trying to stir up a fish here on the flasher. I had a couple sniffers. You know, they come around, they look at the bait, but they don't bite it. But I had cabin fever and I got to get the heck out of the house. Had to do this. Who else is in here? It says we got two people in here. Flathead King, thanks for coming in. Appreciate that, man. It'll be a while till the flatheads bite, that's for sure, because I looked at the river a couple days ago. This is totally frozen over. It's going to be a long winter, and I know the groundhog probably saw his shadow today because the sun's out bright. So that doesn't fare well for any early springtime coming. 7 people in here. Please announce yourself. Let me know who's here. Say hi or say something. Tell me I'm crazy for being out here. I don't care. One or the other. Snide River. Whew, good morning. Out here in the ice shack. Trying to catch a dumb fish. Got a couple tip-ups out there with big minnows on, but they ain't doing nothing. Ooh, baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, it's good. I think it's like 15 degrees out, and it's windy. And when you got that damn wind, it is really hard to have a good time. I'm assuming everybody can hear me. Somebody give me a sound check. Make sure you can hear me okay. Sound check. Come on, fish. How much would you need for a nice ice fishing setup? Good question. I always figure $100 will get you, enough stuff to get out on the ice, and you can spend more as you learn more about it, I guess. But, one or two nice little rods and reels, the line and all that cup, some jigs. You need an auger. An auger is probably going to be your most expensive thing. Hey, Bruce, what's going on, man? I'm out here braving the cold. But the auger will be your most expensive thing. They're, 40, 50, 60 bucks. I'm sure you can find a used one. Everybody's trying to sell them. So it shouldn't. Thanks for giving me the audio check there, Snide. So I would think for $100 or maybe even a little under, you can get enough stuff to go ice fishing. But then you can, start spending money on tip-ups and on electronics and on shelters, and before you know it, you're spending 500 bucks. Uh, Bruce, good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Skeeter, I'm out here, man, on Struble Lake. It's windy and it's cold. And I think there's only, let me see. That guy left. I'm the only one on the lake. Oh no, he's still out there. There's one other guy out there today. I wanted to get on a lot earlier, but I changed my mind as to where I was going to go. And the walk out here took a while, and everything took a while. But anyway, I got one of those things you hang around your neck like any fin, like Bob has. It works pretty good. I like it. It's not really as sturdy as I would like it, but you know, every time I move, the camera moves. But I think I can fix that by getting something to attach it to my chest. Skeeter, you'll get out there. Just be patient. Let this cold weather pass. You'll get out there. It is a son of a gun, though. It's cold and windy. Where is this? Jimiton 71. I am in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm on a lake called Struble Lake. It's not a very big lake, but it's probably a few hundred acres. This lake has crappies and sunfish and perch. It has bass, and rumor is it has walleyes. So I did put 2 tip-ups out with big minnows to see if I could prove them wrong on that deal. Outdoors, the ice is probably a good 6-7 inches. Got a lot of snow on top in spots, but it's good and safe. Tim from California. What am I fishing for? Timothy. I'm fishing for anything that I can get the bite. I'm fishing for panfish, crappies, sunfish, so forth. Got a couple tip-ups out there with big minnows on for bass or walleyes. But I ain't catching nothing. Nothing. Got my heater going. I was just getting ready to get a cup of coffee when I went live. So I got to do that yet. Got the thermos sitting right there. Had a couple sniffers looking at my lure. If you guys are familiar with the electronics, what you're looking at there is a pretty old flasher unit, but it does the job. You see that one area that's red on the bottom? That's the bottom of the lake. It's about, how deep am I here anyway? I can't even see. I think I'm about 15 or 16, 18 feet deep. Justin, it's not too bad if you're in the hut. I'm in the hut with my heater. I got my gloves off. I don't really need too much else. But where was I? What am I trying to catch today? I'm trying to catch anything that bites. Anything that bites. There's walleyes in this lake. There's bass. There's panfish. Anyway, I was talking about these electronics. The red part down there. Now I do got a fish looking at my bait here. So let me. He just left. Called a sniffer. Anyway, that part that's moving there, that green part, that's my lure. The red part that it goes down to is the bottom. And the fish comes off the bottom, they'll show up as also as yellow or red or green. Usually they show up in red because they're bigger. And then you just got to work your bait until you can get them to make a mistake and bite it. Man, Ruth, good to see you. I got some sniffers here, but they won't. There he is. Here he comes. Come on, bite it. Bite it. They come up and they look at it and they leave. It's called a sniffer. They sniff at it. They sniff it. I got a little jig on there with a couple wax worms. Come on, come up and get that. Come on. He's right there looking at it. He's looking at it. I just can't get him to hit it. Right there. And he's right on it. Oh, I missed him. He hit it and I missed him. Ah, shoot. Oh no, I got him. Okay. I got him. Oh, nope, he's off. Never mind. Let me check my bait. Yeah, that was close. We almost had a fish. I almost got one. That's what I'm using for bait right there. Just that little hit. He hit it. I was too busy talking to you guys. Anthony Serrano, good morning to you. Thank you for dropping by to watch me suffer. Fishing for mermaids. The mermaids don't come out in the... Oh boy, here's some fish now. They're coming right up to the bait. Come on, hit it again. I'll get you this time. They're right on it. They're right on it. I can tell what I'm looking at here on the electronics. You guys probably can't, but that big red spot right at the bottom is a fish looking at my lure, looking at my bait. Come on, hit it. There's a couple of them there now. That usually stirs them up when you get more than one. Come on, come on. Check my tip-ups out there. Come on, fish. How about cooperating? Probably hear the flasher too, can't you? Again, for you guys that may not be familiar with the electronics, the big red spot there down on the down in the bottom is the bottom of the lake. And that's, I'm in about, what is that? I'm in about 14 feet of water. The part that's moving there, one that's moving, that's my lure. So I drop it down toward the bottom. And then the fish see it and they come over. Nah, water's too cold, Skeeter. I ain't putting my hands in that damn water. It says I got 41 people in here. I can't believe it. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. If I have 41 people, I ought to have at least 40 likes. Come on. You got to balance this shit out. Fish Bros Best Petits 11,400. I can do it. Got to look out there and look at my tip-ups. I got real big minnows on 2 tip-ups out there. Probably can't see them. Yeah, you can too. They're out there. I didn't see any flag go up yet, so don't worry too much about that. Come on, fish. These people are waiting for a fish. They're waiting to see a fish. Ah, here comes one. Here comes one. I got to get a cup of coffee rolling here. Come on, come on, come on. The fish will come off the bottom and come up to my lure, just like this one's doing. Come on, hit it. Hit it. Now there's at least a couple of them there. Usually when you get two or three fish looking at it, one of them will whack it. Come on. Come on. I suspect they're crappies. You can see that. Yeah, Sniffing at the bait. Come on, take it. Gotta talk to him. You gotta be nice. Ugh. Sean B5R2K, how are you doing? Fishy things? Let's see, you're in here. Who else is in here? Got a lot of people in here. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Appreciate that. And you can say hi if you want, or you can just watch, or you can ask questions, or you can do whatever. Just be peaceful and kind. That's all I ask. Royal Route J-Town. We caught some nice crap. J-Town. Are you in Jamestown, New York? Is that what that is? Dead stick, huh? Well, we got a bunch of lakes around here. Not too many of them have good crappies, but Rural Route, J-Town. I'm asking you where J-Town is. I'm thinking Jamestown, New York. Cincinnati. Hello, Radio Nut. Good to have you come in from Cincinnati. What's that blue thing? The blue thing? I don't see a blue thing here. The heater's here. The blue thing is holding my, that's my holder for the flasher unit. Timothy, the ice is probably 7 inches thick and got pretty good crust of snow on it, but no problem with it. Come on, fish. They come and go. They come and I only had one bite and I missed it because I was talking to you folks. Flags throwing up on the tip-ups. Got 2 big minnows on my tip-ups. Got 75 people in here. Thanks, everybody. Please feel free to say hi. Feel free to comment, ask questions, or just sit back and watch if you'd like. Apple pie today? I'm glad you brought that up. No, I did not bring an apple pie. I brought coffee. I brought some soup in a thermos, and I do have some type of tasty cake. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's not an apple pie. Radio Nut, I am trying to find these crappies. I would love to be able to get a few crappies today. This lake has a lot of crappies, but it doesn't have a lot of big ones. If you got one 10 inches, you'd be really happy with it. We're out. Where's J-Town? Where are you talking about? Midwest. The Midwest. Looks like Anthony knows what's going on. What's the line from the blue box? Yeah, that's Griffey. That is the transducer. It goes right down into the water, and the transducer works to show you how deep it is. And of course, it picks up the action on your lure. So it's just like if you were in a boat with a depth finder. It's the same thing, except we're not in a boat. Mrs. Scooter, good morning to you. You never seen one, huh? Well, if you get on a computer and Google Vexilar, V-E-X-L-I-A-R, something like that, or just Google depth finders or depth finders for ice fishing, you'll see them. Shared the stream. I can't hardly keep up with this chat, guys, but thank you. Thanks for sharing the stream. Good old chunk of worm. It probably would. I know Bob uses worms a lot. Any fin is possible. Bob, he'll put a worm on once in a while. So this, I'm sure that would work too. I just got a small jig and wax worms, and then on my tip ups outside, I got a couple big shiners. Hopefully, I won't get anything on them, because if I do, I gotta get out of my warm hut here. But they're out there. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Come on. You got one looking. Got him looking. Come on, bite it. Bite it. Come on. They come up and they look at it and they leave. Mmm. Wile E. Coyote. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Oh boy, this heater's got this little hut warmed up pretty darn nice. Wasn't supposed to be real windy today, but maybe it'll calm down. But every once in a while we get a pretty good gust. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Normally I'd move around to try to find the fish and drill new holes and all that stuff, but not today. Too cold and too much snow on the ice and blah, blah, blah. Northern Ontario. Oh, Lake Nipissing. I hear a lot about that. I've never been up that way. I fished a lot in the Bay of Quinte up in Ontario, but that's southern Ontario. And some of the other lakes on the Rideau Lake chain, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with. Did a lot of fishing up there in the past. You got some big walleyes up on Nipissing, don't you? Got some big walleyes down the Bay of Quinte for sure. Come on, fish. But I'm down here in southeast Pennsylvania. This is Struble Lake. If you look on a map, or just Google Struble, S-T-R-U-B-L-E, Struble Lake in Pennsylvania, you'll see where I'm at. I think it's maybe a 300-acre lake. Most of it's not real deep. I'm in one of the deepest areas. But it's got panfish and crappies. I did a lot of fishing here with my kayak in the summers. Holy mackerel, I gotta put my rod up and get a cup of coffee going here. Maybe something will come along. But anyway, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, everybody. Give you a look and see who you're talking to here. I'm bundled up pretty good, but it's not too bad with this heater on in here. Coffee time. I got my coffee out a half hour ago and never got to it. So we're going to stay in the hut today unless I get a flag on the tip-ups. I'm not going to get out there and run around and do crazy stuff like Bob does. I'll leave him have that. Bob is probably somewhere fishing today. Skeeter, do you know where he is? Justin Hoy, I'm ready for warm weather. Yeah, Justin, I'm ready for warm weather too, but we gotta deal with what we got, so we might as well deal with it. Ooh, I got a fish coming up to my lure. Come on, fish, come on. Come on, you can take it. Come on. Come on, take it. The fish will come right up to your lure. They come off the bottom, they come up to the lure. and they look at it, and that's all they do. They look at it. You can see him there, the big red spot there. Oh, there he hit it. I'm talking to you. I'm missing these fish because I'm talking at the same time and not ready for the bite. He bit it. He bit it pretty good. I missed him. There he is. Got that one. Oh, he got off too. This camera setup is messing me up. I can't set the hook as well as I'd like. Oh well. Let's get back down there. I had him hooked, but I didn't set the hook hard enough. Yeah. Here he comes again. He's on it right away. Didn't take him long. Come on, fishies. Anthony, you could be right. They're probably small sunfish, but typically in this lake we're going to get crappies in the 6 to 8 inch range. Sunfish, I know, a good size. So they're there. I poured my coffee and I never got to drink it. It's going to be cold by the time I get to it. Anyway. Yeah, I do got to be aware of keeping the line away from the heater. That could be a problem. But that's where I stuck the heater. So I'm okay with it. Ah. Got a fish up high here. What's he doing? Ice fishing slot machines? I never saw any of them. But yeah, if there is such a thing, that's probably about the way they'd work. That this is the real deal. Jiminton 71. This is just about 15 feet of water, 14, 15. The main fish I'm catching is nothing right now, but if I were to start catching fish, it'd probably be crappies and sunfish. I do have 2 tip-ups out there with big minnows on that'll hopefully get us a bass or a walleye. I'd like to just catch one fish to show you guys. Sometimes you got to change the color of your lure. Right now I got a red one on, a red jig. I kind of like that for the morning hours, and then I'll change over to white later on. Come on, fishy fish. I got some hot soup with me today, some beef stew. Basically, I think it's some kind of beef vegetable soup. Got coffee and got some kind of tasty cake. How thick is the ice this time of year? Man, that all depends on the weather, doesn't it? But right now, we're having a heck of a cold winter. And the ice here on this lake is about 7 inches thick. We got a few inches of snow on top of it, but we got pretty good ice. Um, Most years in this area of Pennsylvania, we're lucky if we get 2 or 3 inches of ice in a week or two of fishing, but this year is totally different. This cold snap that we've had for over a week now has all the rivers frozen up, all the lakes are frozen up, people are fishing everywhere. So this is a pretty good year for the people around here that like ice fishing. I don't get out enough. I've been waiting and waiting for the ice to be okay after that big snowstorm we had last week. The wrapper, 20 inches of ice. Yeah, where are you at? You got to be up north someplace. Ooh. Hear that wind blowing? God damn. Pickerel in here. Let's see. I don't think this place has pickerel. Although that doesn't mean it doesn't, but it's not one of the fish listed on the Pennsylvania Fish Commission site. 2 feet of ice in northern Wisconsin. That's kind of normal for you guys in northern Wisconsin. That's nothing to brag about. That's just normal. If we had 2 feet of ice here, it would be amazing. I was able to drill through the ice in 15 turns with my 7-inch auger. And for an old man, that ain't too bad. Live in Portland, Oregon. If you get an inch, yeah. Yeah, I guess you don't get too much ice up there. John Smith. Hello to you. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. No, I'm using, Nathan, I'm using wax worms. Wax worms on a small jig. No, if you caught a fish that was bigger than this hole, it would be a monster fish. I mean, that's a 7-inch hole. It would take one heck of a big fish to fill that hole up. You know, you're talking like, pike or muskies in the 25, 30 pound range would come up through that hole with a little bit of a tug. Haven't had any luck yet. I got a few fish here and there biting, but not taking a good hook on it. Not getting a good hook set. And you're in Florida. Down in Florida, it was a little cool this week. Last week, it was real nice. My daughter was down at Disney World. It was in the 70s and 80s there for a few days. Yeah, Nathan, a good big walleye, good fat walleye will fill the hole up, a 10, 12, 13, 14 pounder. But yeah, you're right, Anthony. It would take a heck of a big fish not to fit through that hole. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, everybody. We got a lot of people in here, so if I miss something and don't answer you, you feel free to ask again. Got some fish looking here. Might be able to get one. Come on, fishy fish. It's freezing. Yeah, my daughter picked a good week to go down there. She picked that week where it was real nice and warm, a week or two ago? And then as soon as she left, it got cold. What kind of flasher? You know what? It's not a Vexillar, but it's called a Hondex, Hondex. And Hondex was making these things a long time ago, and then Vexillar bought them and changed the name that's on them. You can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but Hondex started these things. An FL8, yeah, a Vexillar FL8 is basically what I have here. I haven't upgraded to one of the newer ones. I don't see any need to. I bought this one for 25 bucks off a friend 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it works just fine for me. But yeah, you can get the newer ones and they work just as good, I'm sure. They're not better. But yeah, Hondex was the maker of this one before Vexillar bought them out. Markham 5 and 7, they're absolutely good good tools. Now I didn't get an underwater camera. I know Skeeter uses a little underwater camera he's got, but I never got into that one. It looks like too much work getting it all down there and fooling around with it. Come on, fish, bite. Come on, they're right there. Come on. I'm gonna have to change the color of my lure. They just don't. They're coming up to this one, but they aren't liking it. Yeah, Anthony, a good Vexillar today, one of the newer ones, will cost you $500 or $600. You can find the used ones on eBay for $200 or $300. You just got to make sure you get a transducer with it and everything else. Most of the time, no problem. So Honda Judy, the ice is about 7 inches thick, which is absolutely plenty. And I'm going to take a minute and change the color of my jig, because they're coming up and looking at this, but they ain't. They're not doing anything. So, see, I got this red jig on. So let me switch around a little bit here. Let me do a little bit of switching around here. I should have brought one of my other poles in. I got a couple of other poles outside, but I don't feel like opening my tent up to get them. So I'm going to throw you around here a little bit while I find my my bag of lures. It's somewhere in here. Aha. Now all I got to do is find my scissors. Oh boy. Bear with me, folks. I'm digging through my tackle box to try to find a couple things I need. Yeah. I'll just bring it up here. There's not a lot of room in these tents. You see how the jig is spinning when you guys are concentrating? Put a. Yeah, you're probably right about that, there, Nathan. You are probably right about that. But I tend to think that gives the jig a little more action, huh? Or maybe I'm just too damn lazy to do it. Could be that. What's happening here now is the water from the hole is coming up and getting all wet under my feet. I may have to change positions here pretty soon. Anyway, let me Let me work on this. Yeah, Anthony, I know. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to do all that kind of good stuff. Changing everything around all the time. So for right now, we're just going to do it without it. But I am going to change color jig. So as I move you all around here, just bear with me. I bought some new jigs the other day. See if I can find them. Oh yeah, here they are. How about, I'm thinking something orange and white. No, I'm thinking white. White all the way. Yeah, I think white all the way. I think white will do the trick. How about something like this? That's a pretty good looking little jig. All right, we'll put this one away. I don't know, maybe green would work. Oh, I got so much to choose from. Yellow. I usually have good luck with yellow too. We'll go with white for now. We'll see how the white works. The water's fairly clear, and white is a good choice in clear water. I'm sure the people that know about that kind of stuff would agree with me. Right, Anthony? All right, I'm trying to tie this new lure on and my eyes aren't working very well. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Which state am I in? Southeast Pennsylvania there, guy. Struble Lake. You can look that up on Google. Struble Lake. I hate this. Got to move the camera around a little bit. Struble Lake. S-T-R-U-B-L-E. Not afraid to tell people where I'm at because the lake's big enough to take a little pressure. If I was on a little private pond or something, I wouldn't be giving you the coordinates on that one. But Struble Lake is just one of the smaller state park lakes around here. Well, it's got a good amount of panfish in it. I know they did stock walleyes for a few years, and so there's probably some of them, although I don't know for sure. All right, now let's get some bait on this lure. Wax worms. Yeah, walleye, catfish, and black crappie. Very good there, Nathan. There's also, of course, sunfish and largemouth bass. If you looked at the Pennsylvania Fish Commission website, it would probably give you a little more information on the lake. But it's not a big lake. It's almost a circle. It's shallow for the most part, but as you get up to the dam where I'm at, you will find maybe 16 or 17 feet of water. I'm in, like I said, 14 or 15 right now, so I didn't make it all the way up to the dam, but I got pretty close. All right, we got the new bait on the new lure, and we're going to get that down there, and we're going to get you all fish. And here we go. You can see my lure going down there on the flasher if you're familiar with that kind of thing. Here comes the fish right away. They do have a tendency to come up to a lure right away as soon as you drop it in there. Come on, fish. They're sniffing it. Come on. Come on, we got to catch a fish for these people. There's 50-some people in here. They expect to see a fish. Come on now, fish. Get lookers. I call them sniffers. Levi S7J, hello to you. Come on, fish. I keep looking at my tip-ups, hoping I don't have a flag, because I don't want to go out there. Come on, fish. Come on, come on, come on. I got so used to using the electronics, the flasher, I really just don't like not using it. I like to see that I'm fishing at least where there's fish. It doesn't catch them for you, but it at least gives you the confidence knowing that there's some fish down there. And you can be a little bit more ready for the bite. If you know there's one sitting there at your lure. It's starting to get wet underneath my feet here, so I may have to move. I don't like the water coming up like that. See, when you drill a hole, the weight of the snow all around the hole pushes the ice down a little bit, and of course that makes the water come up a little bit, so you start getting a whole bunch of slush all around the hole. Lehan Crane, I am in southeast Pennsylvania on a lake, Struble Lake in southeast Pennsylvania. Probably 25 or 30 miles west of Philadelphia. See, everybody's leaving now because I'm not catching any fish. Come on, fish. You look outside, it's so bright you can hardly see anything. Look how bright it is out there. And there's my tip-ups. You can probably see them if you look real hard. There's one right in front of me, and then there's one 20 feet away from that one. Yeah, there's walleye in Pennsylvania, Guy. This lake is supposed to have them. I believe it does, although not too many people catch them. There's a couple other lakes locally that have them. Blue Marsh Lake has walleyes. Lake Nockamixon has walleyes. Other than that, you got to do some traveling to get, but yeah, there's plenty of lakes in Pennsylvania that have walleyes. You're in Pottstown. You fish Struble Lake? You know, I was going to go to Marsh Creek this morning, and I talked myself out of it because the recent reports coming from the guys that are ice fishing Marsh Creek, they're just saying, you know, the bite's slow, the perch are small, the blah blah blah. So, and that's pretty normal the last few years for that lake. It's they used to have a really good jumbo perch in it, but It's fished hard, so I figured I'd come over here today to Struble Lake. Maybe tomorrow I'll go ahead and go to Marsh Creek. Take a look at the weather. I'm going to catch a fish here yet. I've had a few bites, but problem is I'm talking and watching watching the chat. And what the heck's going on here? But I'm watching the chat and not for the bite, and I missed the bite. So it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's your all fault. The fish whistle. Not quite sure what that refers to. Random, you know, you can make a joke as long as it doesn't get too crazy. I got a good sense of humor. Most of the people on here do. But I do appreciate you following the chat rules. But I don't mind a good joke as long as it's not sexist or racist or any of that kind of stuff. I don't mind a good joke. No F-bombs, yes, no F-bombs, no F-bombs. F-bombs are not necessary. Come on, fish. Thanks for adding that little bit of info there, Anthony. I got a fish here. Come on, bite it, bite it. Got a couple fish here. They come and they sniff it and they leave. Come on, bite it. They're there looking at it. Let's see, keep an eye out for you. Maybe we can get down some worms when it gets warmer, hit the schuylkill. Yeah, fish sticks. I do a lot of flathead fishing in the summer. Spring, summer, fall, down on the schuylkill. How big is that hole and how deep do you go through the ice? The hole, it's a 7-inch hole. I got a 7-inch auger. The ice is 7 inches thick and it's a 7-inch hole. What am I using? I guess you're referring to what I'm using for bait. Just a small jig and wax worms. Come on. I got fish all over the place down there. I can see them on the flasher and they just are not hitting the bait. They're looking at it and they're sniffing it. They just don't want it. Come on, fishy fish. I got to show these people a fish. And I'm in about 14 or 15 feet of water. Just to add to that. You know, Anthony, everybody I talk to is saying the bite's slow. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about moving, but because I hate to do it because it's so cold and windy out. But I also don't like the slush that's building up around me. Yeah, the guy I know, they will follow the lure up. Right now, I can get them to follow it up for about 5 feet, and then they get tired of that and they go back down. I can't get them to come up much higher. Because the rule of thumb is fish feed up. So if you put it above them, they usually come up. You are exactly right. That's good advice for anybody that's ice fishing. And Anthony, you're right about that too. I'm just too damn lazy, I think, to grab all my gear and move. But I might have to. I mean, I got fish here. You know, another rule I believe is don't leave fish to find fish. I got fish here. I just got to figure out how to get them to bite. Midtown Carpenter. What's that contraption I got? That contraption is a depth finder, a flasher. It's called a flasher. Shows me how deep the water is, and it shows me on my lure, and then it shows me anytime a fish gets looking at my lure, so I can be more ready for the bite. But it is quite a contraption. Fish sticks, I just changed. I had red on. I had a little red jig on. I just changed over a few minutes ago to white. I may have to change over to something else. Upside, downside. Yeah, I had a small red one on. Now I got just a little bit larger white one on. Maybe I should put a small minnow on for bait, huh? I got some small minnows, but they're out there in the cold and wind. They're out there. See that bucket out there? They're out there in that bucket. And I'm so nice and toasty warm in here. Chartreuse. I'm sure I got something. Thank you, Midtown. Appreciate it. Can't believe one of those flags haven't been up. I got real big minnows on the pups. I can't believe they're not getting some kind of action. Minnow head. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of that. But like I say, they're out there in that bucket. And I don't want to... I should go get them, I guess. I should move, huh? We'll take a vote. How many people want me to move? If I get 200 people that say I want to move, I'll move. Chartreuse is going to be my next color I'll change. Color choice. You're right about that minnow head, though. You obviously know what you're doing. How deep am I? It's 14 or 15 feet right here. You should move. Frankie Chen, hello to you. Come on, fish. You know what? Everybody that's suggesting stuff is absolutely correct. I could put a jig and Rapala on. I could put a larger spoon, like a Swedish pimple, and a minnow. And I should do that. It's just so much. I just hate to lift up the tent here and go out. Lena Crawford, I should move. I could pick up all my stuff and I could drag it. You know, I could go 50 yards up the lake in a little bit deeper water. I could do all that, or I could sit here where it's nice and warm. See, I don't have to catch fish to have a good time. I just have to have a good, I just have to enjoy myself. Come on, fish. Strips of beaver tail. It'd be interesting to see if they work or not. I guess they would be a little stronger. I don't have any trouble keeping the wax worms on. I think I'll jig a little higher here and let it fall. Wake them up. Too much of a hassle. Now you're talking my language. It's a little bit of a hassle to move. And I know I should, if I'm really, really into this, but I'm just so comfortable right here. But I'm getting the urge to move myself. You're using reverse psychology on me, aren't you? He says I shouldn't move, so I'm going to move. Can't believe my tip-ups aren't working. It's really not too bad. I just, fold up everything, turn the heater off, put everything back in the sled and take a walk. Come on, fish. You know what? I think I just might though. What time is it? It's 10:30. Take a walk up to a little bit deeper water and see what happens. God, you guys are working on me, man. The older I get, the better just drilling one hole. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that I deal with, Guy. I'm 77 years old. I try to pick a spot out that I'll be happy with. Drill a few holes and leave it at that. So that's where I'm at with this. Weeds should be down this late of year. Look. Yeah, Anthony, I'd love to find some weeds. But like we're saying here, I don't feel like moving all around. Most of the time, as soon as I move and get settled, then I kind of wish I was back where I was. Oxygen levels are better near deeper water. You are correct with that. It doesn't really get much deeper. I'm at 14 or 15 feet. This lake, you might be able to find 18 or 20 feet. Another 50 yards or so up the lake. Restore is right up the road. What are we talking about restore for? Well, I haven't seen a fish here for 10 minutes or so. You're talking me into it. That was supposed to be a text. Ah, you're texting somebody else, huh? Okay. Kind of thought that was a little out of sync with everything else. Might be time to move. Anthony, you're killing me, man. Do you run the S cable? I don't know what that is. Don't know what the S cable is. It's just a cable with a transducer on the end. I'm not sure what you mean by S cable. Where Where'd these fish go? They aren't around anymore. Might have to move. I know you all don't want me to move, but I might have to. It's a suppression cable. Oh, no, you know what? I don't know what cable I got on this transducer. The transducer that came with this flasher was a real old one. I took that off and I put a newer transducer on. I don't know if this cable is an S cable or not. Lock 60. Yeah, I go down there a bit. I used to fish down there a lot. I don't get down there that much anymore, but up above that, up above the dam there is where I'll be fishing for channel catch and flatheads most of the time. I get a lot of my bait down there at Lock 60. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I just let out my secret. All right. I fish up at the park a lot, the Upper Schuylkill Valley Park. And then all down along there, there's a few spots to fish for carp and catfish. Jake, I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. Not too far, about maybe 25, 30 miles west of Philadelphia. And this is Struble Lake. S-T-R-U-B-L-E, Struble Lake. KT4, hello to you. Thanks for dropping in. I'll give you a quick rundown. I'm not catching nothing. The ice is 7 inches thick. It's cold and windy out. I have 2 tip-ups out with big minnows on. And got my heater on here, and everybody's trying to talk me into moving. And I don't know if I will or not. Yeah, Anthony, it's always a good chat. It's been a good one this morning. A lot more people in here than I expected. So I appreciate everybody coming in. Let's see if I can change course here a little bit. There you go. I do appreciate everybody being here today. I wish I could show you a few more fish, but we're having a good time. It's just, it's so cold and windy out. I just really, really hate to pull up stakes here and move someplace. Go get my minnows. Yeah, you know, I should do that, huh? Bring them in here, put them on for bait. William Billingsley, good morning to you. Good to see you. They're going a straight die out there. No, you know what? I have a thing in there. I have an aerator in there. They're fine. I should get them just to use for. Ooh, wait! I got a fish here. Hang on. Maybe I'll catch something yet. Raise it up like you said, and he's following it right up. Come on, bite. Come on. Up a little higher. Come on. Following it right up. Come on. See, there he's going back down. He follows it up for about 5 feet, and then they go back down. Come on, you. See, there's fish here. I might go get my minnows, though, just to put a minnow head on. I think that could definitely change things. So you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my rod down. I'll probably lose it. I'm going to pull the tent up. Oh boy, here we go. You guys talk me into this. I'm going to go get my minnows and give you a look at the lake. There's one of my tip-ups there. See, they're getting all slushy around here. I do not like that. The minnows are fine. But here's a look at the lake. Oh, I'm the only one here. Nobody else is here. Holy mackerel. I am the only one. I wonder why. Maybe they know something I don't. I'm the only person here. Holy crap. Anyway, here's my minnows. They're doing fine. Let's take a look at them. Oh yeah, they're fine. I'm going to bring the bucket into the hut. All right, here we go. I got this thing around my neck. I'm bobbing any finish possible. I do not like that. Yeah, I'm the only one on the lake. Anyway, let's see here. This here. This over here. Put this in here. Okay. Back in the hut, boys. If I can do it without slipping on my ass. Ugh. 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 All right. This is not a big hut, if you can tell. Here we go. Back down. Woo. That was fun. Let's see, what are we talking about here, boys? What size auger? That's a 7-inch auger. Anything bigger than that makes it tougher to drill a hole, and you don't need a hole any bigger. You just really don't. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shut the aerator off. I'm going to get a minnow out of there. I'm going to put a minnow head on instead of the wax worms. This is going to take some work, so just bear with me. There we go. All right. Yeah, let me shut this off because I'm sure that noise is killing everybody. Let me get a small minnow out of here. All right, we got us a nice small minnow. And we're going to put a minnow head, just the head of it. That's all you want. Just the head. And I'll bet you that will get us a fish. So all you do is you pop it off, and then there's just the minnow head on there. See it? And that, boys and girls, are going to work. That's going to work right away. You watch. Here we go. Let's see if this does the trick. I threw the body section away. I'm not going to add that to my soup. Okay. Let's wait for our first victim to come up and find the bait. I had it like 80 degrees in here, and now, okay, we got a fish looking. We got a fish looking at it. Come on. Raise it up, lower it, raise it up, lower it. This has got to work. Come on, I know you're there. 70 people in here. Thanks everybody for checking out what's going on here. I'm ice fishing on Struble Lake in southeast Pennsylvania. Not catching any fish, but we're having a good time. I just changed my bait over to a minnow head on a little jig. Waiting for the fish to come back. I got fish around here. They keep coming, they keep sniffing. I had a couple bites, but my concentration was on the chat rather than the fish bite, and I missed them. So now I just got to wait for another fish to show up and see if they like that minnow head. Pound the bottom a few times to stir up the mud. Yep, Guy, you got all the tricks. I know that works too. You absolutely know what the heck you're talking about. No doubt about it. So let me do that. I don't know if I'm stirring up the mud, but at least it's something different to get them going here. A little bit more aggressive jigging might also wake them up. Griswold, 81. Good morning. I think it's morning, yeah. 10:39. Good to see you pop in here. I'm in my ice fishing hut. I can't fish outside. It's too cold and windy. Staying in here with my nice little heater. Having a good old time in the chat, but working hard and trying to catch a fish, but they aren't cooperating. They're here. They're sniffing, they're looking at the bait, but they're not feeding too hard. If you guys don't know what he's doing, he's thumping the bottom of this off the fish. Sometimes that stirs them up. Usually I like to do that when I got a heavier lure on, like a number 3 Swedish pimple or even a number 6 jigging Rapala, stuff like that, something a little heavier. What I got on isn't going to stir the bottom up much, but it might at least draw some attention. Your bucket list is ice fishing? Well, Griswold, if you're in an area that has some ice, boy, now's the time because we're having a heck of a good cold spell. Okay, and I got a fish coming up looking now here. See what happens. Yeah, he didn't stay long. I can tell he was there. You could see the bottom. I've been ice fishing since 1977. So if you can beat that, go ahead. First time I went ice fishing, I used a spud bar to make a hole. And then another time, if you're familiar with it, I don't know if anybody will be, a spoon auger. Does anybody know what a spoon auger is? A spoon auger is the what you had before you had the actual drills. You have a spoon auger, good for you. You don't see too many of them around anymore. I like when you use them, it makes a really good hockey puck right in the center when you use that thing. You know what I mean. Garlane Nego. hello to you. Thanks for popping in here. We're sitting in the old ice fishing flip over hut, trying to get something. It's awful slow. It's just, I'm the only one on this lake, guys. This lake is, I don't know, 300 acres or so. Somebody look it up and tell me. But it's, I think it's like 324 acres. I'm the only one out here today. When I got here, there was 2 people. They were coming off the ice, and there was still 1 guy on the ice, but he didn't have a hut. So he left, and I'm the only one here. Come on, fish, where you at? Put that fish head on, figuring that would draw some attention, and they don't like it. You're old. Yeah, you got to be old to have a spoon auger. I was looking on the Facebook Marketplace last night, and I saw somebody had one for sale, and it brought back memories. When you first use that thing, you don't think it's going to work, but then, have you caught any fish yet? Gee, I wish I could say I did, but no. Had a couple bites, but missed the bites because I was too involved in the chat. We'll get one here. Just hang in there. We'll get one. Lake on Alaska is okay. Never heard of that one. Geez, Jake, I don't know where that lake is. You can enlighten me on that one. All right, got a fish here looking. Come on up and get this. Come on up and get this. Oh, in Wisconsin, okay. Yeah, never heard of that lake. Come on, fish, we're gonna get one here. We got one looking there. All we gotta do is get him off the bottom. Here he comes. Hope he likes fish head. Yep, he didn't last long. Come on. I don't usually use a lure with a treble hook on it, but the one I got has a treble hook, which gives me a little bit more of a chance of hooking up if they bite. Oh man, 13-inch jumbo perch. Love it. We have another local lake here, about a 600-acre lake, Marsh Creek, that years ago was full of jumbo perch and big crappies, and it got fished so hard. Right now, if you get a perch that's 8 inches, you're lucky. It's a real shame the lake got hit so hard. But yeah, we used to get jumbo perch ice fishing all the time. That's back when it had walleyes, and used to get big bass. It's one of those lakes that's just, was so super good in the 80s and 90s, and now not so great. It's full of muskies though. You want me to post pictures, Anthony? Or are you talking about somebody else? Come on, fishy fishies! Come on, fishy fishies! 55 people in here hanging out. Thanks everybody for hanging out, even though I'm not having much action here. It's good to have you in. Glad you came in to check it out. Sooner or later, I will catch a fish. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. At least I didn't promise the wife a fish dinner tonight. So I don't have to worry about that. 15 inches, 15-inch perch. That's a big one. Out of Lake Michigan. That's a big one. You did mount it. Yeah, that'd make a nice mount. Did you mount it with some type of, like weeds or log or some type of structure, or did you just mount the fish, period? Jake, if you go to my, Jake or anybody else, if you go to my YouTube channel and pick out any video, there's plenty of them there, you leave a comment, then I'll be able to see that. When I see that comment, I'll be able to check your YouTube out. And if I like your content, I'll definitely subscribe back to you. Minnow soup for supper tonight. Oh, and a piece of wood, yeah. I have a nice 13-pound, 14-pound steelhead mounted on a big rock. I don't know if you've ever seen that in my basement when I do videos down there, but it's a nice one. Oh yeah, 516 spark. It's windy out. it's windy. We got a fish looking now. It's cold and it's windy, and that's why I'm sitting in my hut. These fish come up to the lure, they look at it, they sniff it, and they leave, and they come and they go back down. The temperature outside, I'm not sure, but it's probably below 20 degrees. Wind chill is probably down in the single digits. I got fish looking. Temperature in the shanty, well, I'm not wearing gloves, so it's probably in the high 40s or 50s. It's quite comfortable. For bait, I got right now I got a minnow head on. They don't seem to like that. They aren't hitting it at all. They're coming and looking at it, but it's on a white jig. Vicky Connor, thanks for asking. It's a white jig. I was using wax worms, but I switched over to a minnow head, thinking that might help things, but they don't seem to like that either. I don't know what the heck to do. I wonder if I put a live minnow on, would that, I wonder if that would help. I think it's about time to change my lure and change my bait. I'm going to give this another couple minutes, then I'm going to change my lure and change my bait. I got 2 tip-ups outside with big minnows on, and they're not getting any action either. I'll probably have to dig them out of the ice when I get ready to go. I could dead stick a minnow. Yeah, I could. That ain't no fun, though. I could dead stick a minnow while I'm eating my lunch, huh? I'm eating my soup. Soup. Come on, fish. Let's show these people a fish. Got a lot of people in here looking and looking. They want to see a fish. Senseless bird. You caught your biggest brown. How big was it? You can't say something like that without telling us how big it was. What am I targeting? Basically panfish. I'm hoping to get crappies or sunfish. And then I got a couple tip-ups out there with big minnows on for bass or walleyes. Creature feature, go to school. Thanks for popping in here. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime. What lake am I on? I'm in southeast Pennsylvania on Struble Lake. Definitely trying to keep up with the chat here. Sometimes it moves too quick. 19 inches, just under 2 pounds. That's a nice one. That is a nice one. Oh, yeah. Waxy sandwiches. I don't think so. Waxy sandwiches. Nope, not that hungry. Andrew Cornman, I didn't see you come in, but thanks for checking things out. Caught your PB walleye this year, 28 inches. The guy, that's a good one. I got my PB walleye is up in Canada, 11 pounds, 6 ounces, something like that. I got that on video. Where am I fishing and how cold is it? Southeast Pennsylvania, Struble Lake. The air temperature is probably in the low 20s or high teens, and the wind chill is probably in the single digits. Canada is a different story. Yes, it is. That's why I go. There's fish up in Canada compared to here. Changes everything. If you fish where there's a lot of fish, it makes you look a heck of a lot better. Come on, fish. Oh yeah, come on. Come on, fish. -3 when we went out the other day, and we don't have a 10. You can take it when it's 0 or so, something like that, as long as it's not windy. But if it gets windy, you can't do it. Yeah, there is a mark there coming in and out about 5 feet above, but every time I move up to it, it doesn't stick around. 46-inch pike, that's a big pike. That's a big, I got a 50-inch muskie up in Canada. That was quite some time ago. That was Stokoe Lake, near the town of Tweed, Ontario. That wasn't ice fishing though. That was regular summertime stuff. Yeah, Zapatol. This has been one of the best ice years in Pennsylvania for a long time. Last year was better than most, but it still wasn't great. But this year, everything is frozen. The only problem we have with it is we got a good dump of snow there last week, and it kind of has things on the slushy side when you drill a hole. But we're enjoying it. Oh, you stayed in Tweed, Ontario. Yeah, there is a little hotel there, actually right by the lake, right by Stokoe Lake. That's where I stayed a couple of times. Is that where you got the big pike? You get that in Stokoe? Vicky Connor, hello. Come on, fish. Yeah, it don't matter. Ooh, yeah. Ah, there's a fish. Come on, baby, hit it. Come on. He's right on it. They come up, they look at it, and they leave. Come on. I think dead sticking might be the way to go here with these guys. Butterflies. I didn't go to Marsh Creek. I talked myself out of it. I'm over on Struble. It's going well. I'm not catching any fish, but we're having a great chat. And I'm staying warm in my hut. Saving Grace. Good morning. Oh boy, now we got competition to see who caught the most fish in their life. Holy shit. Well, the way I attend to that, it's not a competition, but my motto is I have a burning desire to go fishing, but if I never catch another fish, I know that I've caught enough fish. And that's kind of my motto. But there are times when, as people, when they start fishing and they get through their life fishing and fishing, they go through different stages of fishing. And one of them is, bragging about how many you catch and what you catch and mounting them and all that kind of stuff. And there's different stages to it. So I never fault anybody for bragging a little bit. If that's the stage you're in, that's the stage you're in. Sometimes we keep everything we catch, and other times we catch and release, so don't mention the word ice. Okay, we're not gonna dwell on that any farther, Pete. No politics, no religion, no stupid crap. So we'll just leave it go at that. Thanks, Anthony. I think, I kind of gave him the word there that that's where it would end, but okay, Pete. We just don't do any of that. It's not necessary. We're just having a good time talking about fishing and stuff. All the other stuff can stay where it is. If I would catch some fish, we'd have a little bit more to talk about. I cannot believe my two tip-ups are not getting any action. Try to release the big females. We don't have very good natural wildlife fishery. Blah, blah, blah. You went carp fishing yesterday. We can't do any of that here. Everything's frozen here. St. Germain, Wisconsin. I hear they're doing well on the lakes. Come on, fish. I gotta change my lure. Change my bait. Because they are not taking well to this fish head. So, time to change lure, change bait, change everything. I wonder why they're not liking that. That's amazing. Anyway, let me see if I can get rigged up here different. Now, if I can remember where I put my scissors and stuff. There it is. And I'm going to take a minute here and change my lure, change my bait. I had a minnow head on here, but that doesn't seem to be the ticket. They were doing much better on the wax worms. Now, where's my lure box? Here it is. Folks, just bear with me. I'm changing bait, changing lures. What color lure should I put on, folks? Give me some insight. I had red, I had white. What color lure should I put on there? I got a choice of whatever. Chartreuse. Okay. Now, some people have different, is this what you would call chartreuse? Where is it? Is this chartreuse to you? Whoever said that. Ben saying, is this chartreuse? That's hot yellow, yeah. All right. What do you think about hot pink? How about hot pink? Let's just see it again, Corey. Okay, I'll show you again. Hang on a minute. This is what I'm saying. Some people would call this chartreuse. Hot pink, yeah. I kind of like that myself. I think I'll do hot pink. Hot pink, baby! Hot pink. Like that one. I got other hot pinks. Yeah, I think this one will do. Yeah, I think this will do. That'll catch him. Yeah, right. Right. Okay, let's put that back there. Now, where's my line? All right, folks. I don't have a glow jig with me. So we're going to do this hot pink. So bear with me as I move all around here, getting this thing tied on. Butterflies and sunshine, are you still with us? You still hanging out? You ought to get that big ice fishing tent that you got, that you showed everybody in the fall there. You ought to get that thing out. Get out here in this weather and have a little fun with it. Ugh. I am the only one on this lake, believe it or not. I don't think I tied that very well. Nope. Ah! My tying fingers aren't working today. Why don't you get that, you and Ed, get that tent and get out here and do some ice fishing? You got that big shelter that you bought and put up there in the fall and showed everybody. And now you're not getting it out there. Oh, tell Mr. Ed to get off his butt. Pack that stuff up and get out here and do some ice fishing. Okay, I'm just about ready to put bait on this thing. I'm going to put wax worms on this lure. Couple wax worms. Yeah, I'm moving all around here, so just bear with me, folks. I'm moving all around because I'm redoing my lure and tying it, and I'm almost ready to get going here. Putting a couple wax worms on the jig. I'll show you in a minute. And if this doesn't make them bite, I missed my guess. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Can you see it? Look at that. That is freaking awesome. All right, here we go. Look at my tip ups. My tip ups are still down. Well, there's lots of safe ice, butterflies. Any lake you want to go to. I think tomorrow I'll probably go to Marsh Creek. Unless something really good happens here again. All right, come on, fish. Different color, different bait. Let's go here. Mr. Brownfish Maniac. Hello to you. Thanks for dropping in. Old teardrop. Yeah. I got a lot of old lures. The one lure that I used to catch a lot of fish on, I don't put on anymore, is the Swedish pimple. And I don't know why I don't go to that once in a while, but I just don't. Oh, I got a fish looking here. Had a fish looking. They come up and they look and they leave. Ed Evans, get that tent ready to go. Get your crap and get out here on the ice. You got that. Oh man, is it windy? Whew. It is cold and windy. Definitely don't want to be out here without shelter and a heater. I'm the only one on the ice today. When I got here, there was, let me check. Nah, there's nobody else. When I got here, there was 2 people coming off the ice. That was around 9 o'clock. and there was one guy still on the ice. His ears must be ringing. And that guy left about a half hour later, and I got this whole lake to myself. But it's just too cold to get up and move everything and go to a different spot. Matthew Stump, good morning, hello, thanks for dropping in. Doing a little ice fishing here in southeast Pennsylvania on Struble Lake. Ice is 7 inches thick with snow on top. Getting a little slushy, but it's still not bad. Come on, fish, I got a fish looking. Come on. Come on, fish. They come up and they look at the bait and then they leave. What's the matter with these fish? Well, I hope you feel better soon, Ed, because you don't want to miss it. It's fun. Come on, hit it. What's wrong with these fish? They come and they look. Come on. And they leave. They look and they leave. You know, I call them sniffers. Yeah, sniffers. They come up and they sniff the bait. I'd had 2 or 3 hits, and each time I was watching the chat rather than my line, and I missed a bite. How about that river being froze again, huh? That's a sight to see. If you haven't seen the river down at the boat launch at 113 there, it's worth the drive. It's really neat to see that whole place froze up. Come on, fish. Let's catch at least one fish for all these people. Yes, Anthony, you know, you always need an excuse, and that's my excuse today. Is that the chat was too good, and I was too involved in the chat, and I was missing my bites. That's my excuse today. Man, it's cold out. I got my heater on in here, and it's, you know, the wind is coming up under the bottom of the hut, but still, it's probably in the high 40s, low 50s in this tent, so it's not too bad. I definitely don't need gloves. All right, I'm going to dead stick it. We're going to just leave it sit there and see what happens when I get a cup of coffee. Coffee time, folks. I'm at school and wish I was fishing. Yeah. No matter what you're doing, you can always wish you were fishing instead. No doubt about it. But if you got to go to school, you got to go to school. You can't avoid that. All right, got my coffee here. Now, let's have a fish. Come on, one fish to show these folks. All they want to do is see a fish. I could show you pictures of fish, but I can't show you real fish, a live fish. Mm. Yeah, even in the tent here with the heater on, it's pretty cool right now because the wind's blowing so hard. The reaper, unfortunately, no, I have not caught anything, but that's the excuse is that the chat's been so good and I've been so involved in the chat that I'm missing the bites. So that's what's happening. I got 2 tip-ups out there with big minnows on and they don't want them. And that's okay with me because I don't feel like getting out of this little hut and playing around with a tip-up. So right now I'm just jigging. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for using the icons or the emojis or whatever you call them. Toon Z, what are you talking about? The guy, I don't think you're talking to me because I'm not in that area. You must be talking to Anthony. Come on, fish. If you're saying my equipment is out of date, I do just fine with my equipment. You got some ice on Lake Michigan, Anthony? I got a fish here. I'm just concentrating on the fish right now. And then he come up and he sniffed it and he left. Come on, man. In the harbors, yeah, okay. Browns and rainbows, that ought to be fun. You ever use those jaw jackers? I know a lot of people use them for their trout fishing. I got a jaw jacker with me, but I didn't put it out today. I don't know what to do to get these fish to bite. They come up and they look at the lure and they leave. So I'm out of ideas. I raise it up, they follow it up, and then they sniff at it and then they leave. But I do thank everyone for hanging out, even though there's not much action. All you people at home, your nice little warm home with your heaters on. I'm out here freezing my gonads off just so you can watch. I do it for you, people. I do it for you. I've heard this how you hold your mouth. Yeah, got my tongue out on the right side. Maybe I put it on the left side. Beaver Dam tip-ups. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my tip-ups are the old ones, man, from years ago. They're what they used to call 40-ups. Old wooden tip-ups. They work fine. Oh, the wind is getting ferocious. Yeah, I used to have some windlass tip-ups too by HT Enterprise. I don't know if you ever used them or not. They were pretty nice. They had that big spoon-like thing on the end of them, and the wind would make them go up and down and jig your bait automatically. You know what? I'm going to put this. I'm going to put my lure right down on the bottom and see if that does anything. Maybe they'll pick it off the bottom. Ah, yeah. It's 11:30 already, huh? Wow. Oh, I'm definitely a Walmart off-brand. Well, I wouldn't say off-brand, but definitely Walmart. Like, I don't know. I got one. I got yeah. I got a whole bunch of ugly stick rods, which are basically something you can get in Walmart. So I don't get too crazy and waste a lot of money on equipment when buying just good equipment will do the job. I have a few good reels. I got some Penn reels and I got some Lew's and got a couple of nice lightweight Fenwicks, but nothing crazy. Most of my stuff is on the inexpensive side. You know, for catfish, I have the ugly stick catfish rods, bait runner reels, nothing real expensive. Buddy Love. Yeah, you know, I look at Anthony. I look at all the ice fishing stuff all the time, but and I go, well, you know, I don't really need that because really we don't get that much ice around here. This year is an exception to the rule. So, I mean, a few years ago I had all the stuff and I sold it all. I don't know, about 10 years ago I probably sold all my ice fishing stuff, got rid of everything, and then I felt sorry for myself and I started buying it again. So now I just got the basic stuff, some rods and reels, the tent, the flasher, the heater, lures, stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but we just don't get that much ice around here to justify buying like a new Velexar and all that stuff. Yep, the cheaper stuff, you don't have to break the bank. You can still catch the fish with the good stuff. But I do like the Shakespeare ugly stick rods for bass fishing and catfishing and all that. Well, there's still nobody on the lake. There's nobody here except me. I got the lake all to myself and my battery's getting low. So, okay, so now I got to hook up my other battery. Gas augers, yeah, I had them too. And again, I'm not going to waste money on a electric one because we just don't get that much to do around here. All right, give me a minute while I get my charger hooked up. Got to hook up the old charger. Phone battery's getting low. Used to have a Jiffy. The first gas auger I had was a Jiffy Light, 8-inch. Actually, I used to sell them years ago. I had an ice fishing business, a guide business, as well as we sold ice fishing gear. This was back in the early 80s. So we did some guiding and we did some ice fishing. All right, hey, hang on while I get this phone plugged in. Oh, ain't this a bitch? Hang on, folks. Trying to get my phone plugged in. Just wait a second, I'll get it. Just wait, I'm throwing you all over the place here. Oh boy. All right, I think I'm back in business. No. Nah, it's not charging yet. Hang on, I gotta play around with it a little bit. Holy crap, the wind is blowing like crazy. Oh, that's what I have, the hand drill. I got a 7-inch hand drill. Yeah, the Model 30, that's what I had, a Jiffy Light. Why is this phone not charging? All right, I got to play around with my phone a little bit here. Why isn't it charging? Got to be one or the other here. Got to be one reason or the other. I know it's crazy. Just hang on, folks. I'm trying to charge up my phone before it's too late. Must be on the other end. Must be here. Okay, there we go. Got her charging now. Okay, we're in business. I got a Mag 3 auger. Don't know what that is. Never heard of that one. Come on, fish! I'm not leaving till I catch a fish. I could be here all day and night, huh? A Mag 3. I never heard of that one. Mine's just a simple, an Eskimo, 7-inch. Well, I hope it calms down pretty soon there, Linda, because I'm getting sick of this. But I probably will go to Marsh Creek tomorrow. Come on, fish, hit it. Ah, darn it! Missed that one. Maybe you'll bite it again. Oh, now they're biting it like crazy. Come on. All of a sudden, there's a fish. I finally got a fish, folks. Here he comes. Up through the hole. Here he comes. Feels like a pretty nice perch. Oh, yeah, it is a nice perch. Look at that. Look at that thing. Hang on, folks. Pretty nice little perch. Ow, 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 ow. Well, maybe something's going to start happening here now. There you go. Nice perch. He's probably 8 inches. Give him a kiss. Mwah! Yeah, I'd take 10 of them to eat, huh? All right, you're going back. That's a good sign because that means that the perch, when the perch come in, and if there's more than one, you can bet your butt that you're going to get a good bite because they get very competitive. Okay, I can go home now. I caught a fish. Heck no, I got to stay 2 more hours now. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, let's see if we can get another one. Usually when there's one, there's more. They do school up pretty good. And if you can get 2 or 3 of them looking at your bait at a time, one of them is going to whack it. Yeah, that was a pretty decent perch, really. If I thought I could catch 8 or 10 of them, I'd start keeping them. But you never know if the bite's going to turn on or what. Yeah, and Linda, just getting started. I got plenty of fuel for my heater. I just wish this wind would stop. At least I finally got you all fish. Only problem now is I gotta pee. I gotta go out there and pee someplace. Maybe I can hold it for 2 more hours. Yeah, there was at least two perch there that came in and were competing for the bait. And get them to come up again. Oh, Strike Master Magnum 3. Okay, now I'm familiar with it. Like I said, mine's a 7-inch Eskimo. Good enough. As long as you don't damage the blade, you know, you don't want to bang it down on the ice. You don't want to twist it when you're drilling. You want to make sure you're drilling straight down and straight up. As long as you don't damage those blades or knock them out of alignment, they'll last you. You know, Strike Master is a good well-known name for ice fishing. Augers. Well, we're having fun now, huh? The fish are biting. They were for a minute anyway. So I got one of these things that Bob has that he hangs around his neck. I talked to him, I don't know, probably a month ago and asked him where he got that. And he was telling me about it, and I got on eBay the other day and grabbed one. Works pretty good, actually. I plan on using it when spring comes. I plan on using this around my neck when I go bass fishing up at Lake Onalani with buzz baits and stuff. That should work pretty good. Maybe you'll be able to see the fish hit the buzz bait and maybe catch a snakehead and some nice bass, which is pretty normal about middle of April, 2nd week or 3rd week of April. Get up there and do it before the lily pads get too thick to walk. Yeah, Jiffy's are in Wisconsin. They're in, what town is that? Let me think about this a minute. When I had my ice fishing business, we would We were selling Jiffy Lights, and we drop ship them from where they're made there in Wisconsin to whoever ordered them. That was nice. We didn't have to stock them. Well, we made a deal with the owner. I forget her name. I can't think of all these details. But the owner of Jiffy was a lady. Can't remember her name right now. We made a deal with her to drop ship them when people bought them from our brochure. Sheboygan Falls. Okay, I guess that doesn't ring a bell, but that's probably it. And I forget the lady's name. It was the owner, or at least CEO of Jiffy. You could probably look that up on the internet too and tell me. And this was back in the early 80s, 1980s. Come on, fish another fish. Let's go here. You don't need the internet? Yeah, take the internet away and see what your life is like. If they took the internet away, we'd be back in the Stone Age. There's so much that we depend on nowadays with the internet, it ain't funny. I think unfortunately, probably 99% of the kids would go berserk. They'd go crazy. They wouldn't know what the freak to do. But my ice fishing business was called Ice Angles. We did guiding and we sold ice fishing equipment. HT Enterprise tip-ups. We did rods and reels. We did Jiffy ice augers. Had a whole bunch of stuff. We even advertised in Fisherman magazine for one of the months. That was expensive. Yeah, butterflies, you're right. Yep. What would they do without me, huh? Without me and Bob and Steve and Skeeter? What would these people do? And of course, Ed Evans in the summertime. Yeah, HT is. I think it was just getting started back then in the 80s. We ordered a bunch of tip-ups from them and stuff. Wile E. Coyote. Any big ones? You know what? No big ones, but I did catch a nice perch. He was probably about an 8-inch perch 10 minutes ago or so. So that has me pretty much staying here for the next 3 hours. Benjamin, the ice is a good 7 inches thick. We got snow on top of it, but it's plenty okay. And if you don't already know, we're in southeast Pennsylvania, and today I'm fishing on Struble Lake, which is in Chester County, probably 30 miles west of Philadelphia. We got a good ice fishing season here this year. Tomorrow I'll be on Marsh Creek Lake. Try a little bit of fishing over there. Although the guys over there are saying that the bite's slow and the fish are small, but I got to give it a try. 25. I wouldn't want to deal with 20 or 25 inches of ice. At least not with a hand auger. I'd want a nice, warm, permanent fishing hut with the holes drilled in the floor, just like on Grumpy Old Men. That's what I would have to have up there. Oh boy, here we go. Why do they lean to the north? I don't know if this is a joke or if it's something else. Hypnotic Chronics I've only caught three fish. That's all right. That's probably all I caught. No, last month I was on Lake Onalani and I had a bunch of sunfish. I got a nice chain pickerel, which is on one of my videos, not too far back if you care to look at that. Because Minnesota sucks. I love it. I love it. That is funny. See, now there's a good joke. It's a good, clean joke. Matter of fact, I need your permission to use that one someday. The cheesehead joke. Oh boy, here we go. That's why I like this. The chat is good. The chat is really good entertainment. A lot of good people come in here, talk about fishing and other stuff. Uh-oh, I got a fish here. Hang on. Might get another one. Come on, fish. Almost 100. Yep, almost 100. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get to 100. The pack. This is good entertainment. And 100. It says 100 on my phone. That's always good to see that number. Always good. Had quite a while ago, I had like 75 people in here for a little bit. Then it started dropping off because I wasn't catching nothing. I wasn't catching nothing because the chat was so good and I wasn't paying attention to my rod. You drink way too much. Anthony, you know where, let's see, you know where Lake St. Clair, I fished up, I think you know I fished up there quite a bit. Yeah, we got the eagles down here. They fell on their butt this year, but they're still pretty good. That's true, I gave that stuff up. It's becoming a problem. No, well, good for giving that up. You don't need that. You don't need that to have fun. All you need is some fish to bite. I gotta tilt this down a little bit. Whoops. Sometimes I can't stand up. Oh, yeah, that's better. Now I can see it better. I think it's about soup time. No, that's Lake St. Clair, which is in between Ontario and Huron. Marines and Army Mom, hello, good to see you. Wondered where you were hiding. We're having fun here today with the chat. Got one perch a little while ago. So the fishing isn't that great as usual, but the chat is fantastic. Yeah, Lake Huron runs into Lake St. Clair, and then that runs down into Ontario, or Erie rather. Yes. Anyway, Lake St. Clair is, I've been on there a few times with a guide for muskies and walleyes, and I fish off one of the piers in New Baltimore. Brandenburg Pier, and I've caught a lot of muskies off that pier. I have that on some of my videos. Down the minnows again, yeah. That's why I didn't keep that perch, because obviously this little school perch that came through didn't stick around, and I didn't want to have just one dead perch. But it's almost time for soup. Yeah, butterflies, I was planning to get on somewhere around 8:30 or 9, but I think it took a little more time to get out here with all my stuff and get set up. I didn't want to get going live until I was all situated. Tomorrow, Marsh Creek. There's plenty of parking there on the park side, on the main launch side. There's plenty of parking, and you can walk right out to any part of the lake from there. It's all good ice. You can walk up toward Carpenter's Cove, or you can walk straight out. I think that's what I'll do tomorrow, is go park at the launch and go straight out to what I used to call there was a hump out there. We used to call it the bar. But it's a hump that comes up to 15 feet, 12 or 15 feet, and is surrounded by 30 feet. Come on, fish, hit it. I got two perch looking at my lure, and neither of them hit it. The Green Bay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good walleye spot. Saginaw Bay, right? You're talking about? Or am I on the wrong lake? I'm thinking Saginaw, which I guess is Lake Michigan. Staying off the grid. What did he do wrong? What did he do? Oh, yeah, okay, I see. Good job there, Marines Army Mom. That's the first troll we had today. Where do these people come from, huh? Yeah, if you wouldn't have got him, I know Anthony would have. He's staying off the grid, but he's on here. That's weird. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Oh, you did first? Okay. I figured you'd be on top of that one. Come on, fish, come back. I had a couple fish there a minute ago, but they didn't seem to want to participate. I think I will check my bait. Sometimes when you reel your bait all the way up and then let it back down again, they come rushing over to it. They know what's going on. Them fish ain't stupid. Caden Rose, not too bad. Good to see you come in. Thank you for visiting. Yeah, one perch is all we got. It's about 8 inches. Pretty decent fish, but we got a lot of lookers and sniffers, but not too many of them that'll bite. But my heater's doing well. And I still think, let me look around a little bit. I am still the only one on the lake. There is nobody else. I got this whole lake to myself. I think, like I said before, I think this lake is about 300 and some acres. If somebody could look that up for me, I'd appreciate it. Struble Lake in Pennsylvania. How many acres is it? Linda, you can probably do that real quick on the PA Fish Commission site or any other site. I think it's 300 some acres. And I'm in about 15 feet of water. It could get a little deeper if I moved up toward the dam, but I don't feel like doing that. That kind of goes along with all the fish, Anthony. Maybe they're not learning what they should, huh? They're not paying attention. Actually, I think they are because the school came through and it left right away. I like it when the schools of perch come in, 8-10 feet off the bottom and they come through because they're on the feed. And all you gotta do is raise your lure up and they attack it. 386, thank you very much. I knew it was 300 and some. So it's not a big lake. It's not a perfect circle, but it's a pretty round lake. It's only deep up, well, where I'm at and up to the dam. You might be able to find 20 feet. I'm in 14 or 15. Most of the lake is, a lot of the lake is 6, 7, 8 feet deep. There's not a lot of structure. So the fish can be anywhere. You won't find them holding any one place because there's no structure. Are you at area? I don't know what that means. Yeah, George, I'll tell you what, when I got here at 9, I don't know, somewhere around 9 o'clock, 9:30, there was 2 people coming off, and there was one guy left, and he left about a half hour after that. So since then, I'm the only one. And I'm not catching anything, but I'm having fun. This is still fun. The fish come around and get me excited once in a while, but my favorite fish to catch, well, that changes from time to time, but right now the favorite fish that I have to catch is flathead catfish. Of course, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I might have said bass, and if you asked me 20 years ago, I might have said muskies. So it just really depends on certain things. But I've slowed down. I'm not biggest flathead. There you go. 31 pounds. I think it was 31 pounds, 5 ounces. I got that courtesy of Ed Evans. Took me out on his boat one night on the Schuylkill River. And we hooked up with 3 nice catfish, and one of them was 31, I think 31.5. I could show you a picture of that if you'd like. Who wants to see a picture of my PB flathead? Yeah, thanks, Linda, for verifying that. You want to see it? You want to see that picture? Okay, I'm going to show you that picture. Okay, let me figure out how to do this. Hang on, guys. We're going to show you that flathead. And let me look through my pictures. Here it is. There's my flathead. 31.5. Not a bad flathead, huh? Pretty good flathead. What does pale mean? Damn this wind. Whoo! If I wasn't sitting in this tent, it would probably blow away. Biggest muskie, aha, 50-inch muskie. Want to see a picture of that? DCP, what's happening? 50-inch muskie. Let me see if I can dig up the picture of that. I don't know if it'll fit on the screen, but hang on a minute. I know I got it here someplace. Hang on. It's coming. Hang on. Where's my muskie? There's a big flathead. Oh wait, that's not a muskie. Hang on. Gotta find him. Hang on. Don't know where he got to. Where's my muskie? Here, muskie, where are you? There it is. All right, there's my muskie. See, it's too big to fit in the picture. That was up on Stokoe Lake in Ontario, Canada. There you go. Yeah, it was a big flathead too. Mr. Brown, where about in Michigan do you live? I have relatives in Michigan, in New Baltimore, which is pretty much right on Lake St. Clair, a little north of Detroit. Jay Sharded. I think right now, I got, what color do I got on? I think I might have put I don't know if I put a green one on or a chartreuse one. Are you more inland there, Mr. Brown? Sounds like you might be. Yeah, muskie's the Wisconsin state fish. Huh? You're in Brighton, okay. Not familiar with Brighton, but I'm only probably familiar with the bigger cities probably. But anyway, Mr. Brown, thank you for popping in to check out what's happening here. We're not catching a bunch of fish, but I do have a flag up, so I got to go out. I got to go out there and get my flag. I got a tip up out there with a flag up. So here we go. It's probably a wind flag, but we'll see. Oh my God, this is horrible. All right, here we go. Let's go get this tip up. Got a lot of slush building up here. Got a lot of slush under this snow. I don't like that. This is probably a wind flag, but we'll see. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh no, we got a fish. We got a nice fish on this one. Pretty sure we got a fish. Sure feels like it. You got a lot of line out. Got a lot of line out. There's the button. He's coming. What do we got here? A bass. Can you all see this? I hope you can. Coming up. There he is. Oh, a nice largemouth. Oh, look, he swallowed that too. Oh my. That hook is down the gut. Yeah, my. I don't want to hurt him. I'm going to just cut the line and let him go. That's all you can do. He's not big enough to keep. I think they got to be 15 inches. I got to figure out a way to get the line cut here. Gotta go back and get my scissors. I don't like it. And I'll bet you it blew my heater out. Hang on, folks. All kinds of little problems here now. Where the heck is my cutter? Ah. All right, hang on. I know it's a freaking mess. The wind makes it a freaking mess. The wind is horrible. I gotta cut this line and get this fish out of here. Go. I hope you somehow survive for a little while. Get down. That's a shame. I gotta put him head first. Alright, there he goes. That's a shame. That's a freaking shame. But that was on one of those big minnows. Sorry, folks. It's a freaking mess. I see a couple other guys way down there. Let me wind this tip up. Get back in the hut. Boy, it is nasty out here. It is freaking nasty. I didn't know it was so nasty. Holy mackerel. He had a lot of line. Unfortunately, I don't think that bass is going to make it, because he had that hook down his throat pretty good, and there wasn't too much I could do about it. If I tried to get it out, I would have killed him for sure, but as he is now, I'm sure he's probably going to not make it, but that's life. That's a shame. I hate to do that. I'll get this tip up wound up here in a minute. Oh boy. I hope the wind didn't blow out my heater. Horrible. There's slush under the snow. Oh, I bet my heater blew out. Get this tip up secured. Something else I gotta fix tonight. Woo, it's cold out here. Woo, baby. Oh, man. And it's so bright I can hardly see anything. All right, we'll put that down there. Get back in the hut. I'm going to take my camera off for a second. Oh, boy. Woo. I didn't know it was so nasty out here. I knew it was nasty, but I didn't know it was this nasty. Yeah, my heater blew out. Whew. Now I gotta light that up again. That's always fun to do. All right, hang on. Let me a second to get this heater going. Woo! That wasn't any fun. That was not fun. All right, got the heater going again. Woo, baby. That was an adventure. Wow. All right, I probably missed a lot of chat while I was doing that. Yeah, I got a knife, but I didn't have it with me there, Jim Smith. I had it stuck somewhere in my tent here and I couldn't find it. Oh, God. Whew. All right, I'm going to, I know I probably missed a lot of chat, and I'm sorry about that. I couldn't keep up with it. What state are you fishing in? I'm in, I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh my God, almost lost that. I'm in Pennsylvania. Let me try to get this shelter secured here. Oh. No, the heater doesn't have a fan on it. I'll be all right here in a minute. I'm just trying to get warm back up again because it is nasty cold, man. Wow. Oh. In Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania, who's asking there? Lori Cool, about 30 miles west of Philadelphia, Struble Lake. Cousins in Broomall. It's not Broom Hall, it's Broom Mall, M-A-U-M-A-L-L, I think. Let's see, got any fish around here now? Oh man, is it cold out? Holy crap. That wind is just brutal, brutal. It's nasty. Check my bait. Gotta check my bait here. It's doing all right. Whew, man, is it cold. What's the temperature? Meghan Reynolds, what's the temperature? It's cold, baby, it's cold. The air temperature is probably in the teens, and the wind chill is probably in the single digits. But I was only out there for a couple minutes dealing with that tip up, and whew, it chilled me pretty good. Wow. Mr. Brown, I'm using, trying to catch up here in the chat, I'm using just mono, probably Stren. I use Stren on most of my rods. And it's probably 4-pound test. Oh man, I haven't recovered yet from being outside. It is nasty out there. Whew. It's probably colder here than it is in Colorado. You know, I have relatives that live up in Minnesota, up near Glacier National Park, and I look at their temperature once in a while, and they're actually warmer than we are a lot of times. What kind of fish is most common? Any big size fish? Woo! Never use braid for reels. I use braid on the tip ups, not on the rods. Whiskers bent. I got so far I got that one nice perch. He was about 8 inches, and I got that bass who I just had on a tip up. It unfortunately swallowed the hook, and I had to cut the line and just let him go. He's not going to make it, but That's life. Folks, I'm having a real hard time keeping up with the chat. I'm sorry I can't answer every question as it comes up. Yeah, the wind is horrible. The wind is horrible. Whew. I don't know where the fish went, but I was having at least a little bit of some fish coming around. Let's see, what kind of fish are most common? Scaled Jedi. I'm usually just panfish I'm fishing for. Crappies, sunfish, bass, things like that, walleyes. That's the most common stuff. You're 31 here and you can't complain. You're right. It's been probably the last 10 days, it's been nasty cold here in Pennsylvania. Single digits at night. If we get a high of 20, we're lucky during the day. Oh yeah, it's a lot colder than that out on the lake here, Linda. I'll tell you. Oh man. If you weren't in a hut, you probably wouldn't live to tell about it. Mexi Honey 17, thank you. Thanks for the good luck. Thanks for the thumbs up, good luck. It's 12:30, almost 12:30. I'm probably going to wrap this up pretty soon. I've had enough. I've been tortured enough. I've been on. This has been a pretty long live, actually. I've been on a pretty long time, but I'm probably going to wrap this show up pretty soon. I got about a 500-yard walk back to the car. Okay, Anthony, I don't know how, I'll probably stay on a little bit longer here, but not too much. I've had about all I can take. Where the heck are my gloves? I think I lost everything in the shuffle. Yeah, I know I didn't eat lunch. I think I'll save that. Yeah, you know, I could do that. I guess that would keep me alive for a while, huh? And I can just let my lure sit there and see if the fish come get it. Let me find my lunch. See, one thing about these little flip over huts, you don't have a lot of room to move around in. Let's see if my soup stayed warm. I'll be surprised if it did. Now I gotta find my spoon. I know I got a spoon someplace. Sorry for jerking you all around here, folks. Oh man. Oh man. This is torture. You love ugly sticks, yeah. Yeah, I do too. I live and breathe ugly sticks, man. I love ugly sticks. Wow. Okay, let's see if this soup stayed warm. If it did, I'll eat it. If not, I'll give it up. I don't know. Man, that wind is terrible. Yeah, it's steaming. The soup is steaming, so maybe it stayed warm. Pretty good little thermos I got there. Hang on, I'll show you in a minute. Oh. All right, there's my lunch. Steaming beef vegetable soup. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not real hot, but it's stayed warm. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's been cold in Chicago, huh? I can believe that. It's always cold in Chicago. Mama mia, you know what? There's not any fish coming around looking at my lure. I guess they gave up and went home too. I enjoyed getting that one fish on the tip up. Put some deer meat in there. I don't have any deer meat, unfortunately. It's beef vegetable. Campbell's vegetable beef is the best I can remember what it was. Got a lot of veggies in and big chunks of beef. Yeah, I don't have any venison. My neighbor didn't give me any this year. He usually gives me some. I don't hunt myself. mm. Mamma mia. Jimaton, whatever that is. I got one perch about 8 inches, and I got one bass on a tip up. So a little bit of luck. Mr. Brown, you missed the perch. It was about an 8-inch perch. I don't know, probably an hour ago. Oh wait, I got fish right here now. Oh, I got a fish on the line as we speak. Oh, I think he just got off. No, he didn't. All right, here comes another fish. That was just dead sticking it, just letting it sit there. Now he's tangled up in my transducer. Hang on, we'll get him. Here he comes. It's a sunfish. Ooh, a nice one too. Look at that. Look at that big sunfish. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. And of course he swallowed it too. Now I got to get my unhooker deal out. Oh my God, this wind is terrible. Hang on, folks. Hang on. Got to get my tools. Get this hook out of this darn sunfish. Not much room in these little huts. That's the problem. You don't have any room to really move around. All right, let me see if I can get my hook out of here. Come here, you. There we go. Got the hook out pretty easy. Nice little sunfish. Try to show him to you one more time. There he is. Pretty good little sunfish. Whoops. Back in, boy. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. There he goes, down the hole. Oh, boy. Yeah, he just went down the hole. Okay. Well, now I got to stay for another 2 hours. All right, one perch, one sunfish, one bass. That's not too bad. Yeah, he didn't really swallow that hook, but he had it down in the back of his mouth a little bit. But we got it out okay. He definitely survived that. I wasn't able to, that was just, he was there, I wasn't jigging or anything, I was eating my soup, I just had the lure sitting there and he got on it. Maybe that's the way to catch another one. When I finish my soup. Jiminton, it's, I'm in 14 or 15 feet of water here. Not real deep. This wind is horrible. Didn't take long for the soup to get cold. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Just trying to get my shit together, folks. Oops, excuse me. Just trying to get my stuff together. Oh, I almost hate to leave because it's so nasty out. And it's somewhat comfortable in here with the heater on. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Brown. Thanks for letting them know that. My favorite fish to eat, got to be walleye. Although perch come in pretty good. Perch and sunfish are good too, but the walleyes are tough to beat. I just don't get many of them around here. Come on, fish. Let's get another fish for these people. Come on, fish, fish. Wow, this is nasty. All right, I tell you what, folks, I'm gonna wrap this up in 10 minutes. So I'll give you a 10-minute warning. I appreciate everybody being in, hanging out with me today. But boy, it's nasty. I gotta pack up and I got a 500-yard walk back to the car. Woo! Shawn Beach, it's cold. It's real cold, that's how cold it is. How cold is it? It's real cold. It wouldn't be bad if it wasn't for the wind. The wind is making it almost unbearable, even in the hut. It's cold in here, even with the heater on. Parker, yeah, I got a perch, I got a sunfish, and I got a bass on a tip-up. I got a sunfish a couple minutes ago. The perch was a while ago, and the bass was probably a half hour ago. So we're doing a little bit here, but I've been on for a while. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. I'm going to knock this off at 12:30, and it's, whoops, there's another fish. A couple fish. Hang on, folks. We're going to get another one here. Damn, this wind. Whew. Have you ever fished in Minnesota? Let me think about that. Minnesota. No, never fished in Minnesota. I had to think about that a little bit because I fished a lot of places, but never did Minnesota. I think they got to be 15 inches to keep in Pennsylvania. I would have kept that one because it was gut hooked, but he wasn't big enough to keep, so I had to just cut the line and let him go. he'll have to deal with it on his own. So anyway, I'm going to go off in about 3 minutes here, folks. I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. I think we had a real good, holy crap. I think we're having a tornado. But this is why I'm going to go, because the wind is just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm going to shut this down. Again, thanks for everybody for coming in. If any of you have a YouTube channel, you can go to any one of my videos on my channel, leave a comment, and then I'll be able to get back to your channel and check you out. I'll gladly subscribe if I like what you're putting up there content. Other than that, probably see you tomorrow. I'm going to be at a different lake tomorrow, probably somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning. And hopefully we'll catch some fish tomorrow too. So, see you all later. Have a good day. Stay safe. And let me get out of the wind here. Whew.